Let's move on to the next step here, which is going to be the value stack. Okay, so at this point, I know this is repetitive, but I'm trying to really narrow this in. I've identified the pain and the problem. I've called out what I'm going to do for them. I say who this is for again. I add the social proof and credibility to back up that transformation statement. I go through why this is different and why this is unique and why I'm the only person they can work with in the mechanisms. And I back up each of those with the social proof. And then at this point, we're transitioning into the pitch. I guess I can draw this right here, right? And I can say pitch. Okay, so this is when I'm actually starting to go into, I'm about to make them an offer. And so now I say, okay, at this point, you have a few different options. You can do this by yourself. Here are the problems with that. You can work with somebody else. Here's the problems with that. It's going to cost you so much, or you can work with me. Now, let me tell you everything you get when you work with me. And this comes into what's known as value stacking. And now it's funny, when I talk about value stacking with other people, a lot of times they get like icked out by it. They get gross. They feel like they're slimy, they're marketing, they're a salesperson. But once again, you have to enter the conversation in your prospect's mind. So if I were to tell you, hey, work with me and it's going to cost you $10,000 and I'll do these things for you, one of the first things you think about, other than all these other things that we've covered over here, is going to be what's known as comparables, right? You're going to think, okay, well, $10,000, I could give Ravi $10,000, or I could go give it to the S&P 500. I could give it to this person over here. I could hire someone on Upwork or Fiverr. I could do this. Or I could do. You're comparing what that $10,000, what else you could do with that and what the return on investment would be, right? You do it in every single day life. That's why in real estate, if you're an agent or you ever bought or sold a home, they always deal with what's known as comparables. Because if people just threw out any price that they wanted to, then it would obviously be a pretty difficult real estate market. But instead they say, hey, you're trying to buy this 3-bedroom, 4-bath house. Well, here are 6 other 3-bedroom, 4-bath house that have almost all the exact same features as it. Here are the price points here. So you know that this one should be somewhat around that price point. Okay. So that's how people think. They make comparisons between prices between two different things. When you're making an offer to them, they're making that comparison in their mind. But you don't want to let them make the comparison in their mind. You don't want them to think that they know what you're going to offer them and the mechanisms. You don't want them to think that, oh, I'll just go do this on my own. You want to address all of this stuff before they even think about it. So you're going to give them the value stack, and you're going to say, and this is everything that you get if you work with me. First of all, we're going to pick out all your meals and your custom meals so we can make sure that you stay in that metabolic thermogenesis activation protocol. So I'm going to custom build your meals from day one. If you were to go out and have a nutritionist do this for you, they'd probably charge you $2,000. The second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a custom workout plan that allows you to make sure your muscles stay in muscle confusion. If you paid a personal trainer to do this, they'd probably pay you $500 to $1,000, and they don't understand muscle confusion like I understand muscle confusion. The third thing we're going to do is I'm going to give you daily accountability. So I'm going to be inside Slack channel with you. I'm going to in your text messages with you. I'm going to be calling you every single day, and I'm going to be there if you want to grab that snack on the way home, if you feel like cheating, if you feel like resting. I'm going to be giving you check-ins. I'm going to be checking out your form. I'm going to be making sure everything works for you. If you had an impersonal personal trainer doing this for you with the amount of touch points I'm going to do, it probably costs you $900. In addition to that, I'm going to show you our leptin reset pathway system, and I'm going to show you the 2 supplements that you need to take, nothing else, and you'll never have to feel a craving again. If you went to a doctor to try to figure this out, it'll probably take you 4 or 5 visits and cost you close to $3,000. So boom, value stack, $1,000, $3,000, $2,000. Now, a good thing to note is that I'm not making up these numbers. You do want to make comparable numbers. So if I say you're going to go to a personal trainer, they're going to charge you $60,000 for this, it's obviously going to be BS. So the reason why people feel icky when it comes to the value stack is because they're just making stuff up. They're making it a lie, and so because it's a lie, it doesn't make sense. But if you make it real, then that's how human psychology works. And so do some research, call some people, see how much it would cost in order to get it done. A fun fact is, I've done this multiple times, but at one of our in-person events, I did over $1.3 million in under 60 minutes, and I spent, I think, 25 minutes of the 60 minutes just on the value stack, because I was showing them everything that was included by me doing this for them, and the price of what they would do it on there. And it ended up being close to $800,000, and every single thing was legit. This is how much it would be if they get it on their own. And I said, you can get it today for just $50,000 payment plan, $40,000 pay in full. Okay. So that's the value stack. Boom, 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 boom. And let's go to the next stage here. And this is going to be the risk reversal. So this is where you're going to say, you're going to get all this stuff here. And if you don't lose 40 pounds, not only am I going to give you all of your money back, but I'm also going to write you a check for $1,000 for wasting your time. That's that third version of risk reversal we talked about earlier, where you're not working with them longer. You're not just giving their money back. You're literally giving them their money back and writing a check for wasting their time. So that's a huge risk reversal that you can add inside of here. So
if you want my help installing any of these systems in your business done for you, be sure to book a call with my team down below.